Assalamualaikum to everyone. Today we have a new episode.
How are you guys doing?
We have, by the way, Tori Dawa as our guest today. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, so today the topic is Instagram. So yeah, when I say Instagram, what is the first thought or word that come to your mind? Go.
Fitna.
Fitna.
Huge one. Especially.
Wait, yeah, what did you say?
I mean, it's a huge fitna, especially like I'm noticing this last year. I mean, it's not like the previous years. It's like it has another policy. So the more you add music, the more you make, you wear like more beautified hijab, the more you have followers. Otherwise, it's like, you know, it's dead. It's not like before.
Yeah.
Before you could
change, yeah.
And also, I'm noticing a lot of things is that a lot of sisters are giving up on their true hijab, on a lot of things, you know, to get more followers, more likes. It has become such a huge now. It's scary, honestly.
Allah. Yeah, I also agree. Aika, when I say Instagram, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, the first thing that actually comes to my mind is just socializing. I think when it comes to all of the fitna, it really depends on what you choose to follow, the people you choose to follow, you know, block certain things from your feed, etc. It's not just, you know, fitna in dressing, but also fitna in marriage, fitna in like doing things just to get more views, etc. So if something is affecting you, they should block it because, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's not only about the hijab, it's about a lot of things. It's about giving up on the things that are right, only to get more, you know, to get more followers, to get more likes, more views, a lot of things. And this is actually what Instagram is doing to a lot of sisters and brothers.
Sophie, what about you?
Yeah, I think it definitely changes a person. You can also use it for good and bad, but I think it's up to you as an individual to make sure that it is something, you know, that you are looking for positively rather than something that's going to affect you in the long term. I mean, we can scroll by, and I think on social media in general, we're always going to see some kind of fitna on all platforms across the board, and I think some are worse than others. Like, you know, TikTok, for example, that's my number one worst one. But Instagram, I feel like you can use it for a lot of good and spreading good. So it just depends on how you want to use it, I guess.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't know, but I think, yeah, it's true that it depends how you use it. Like, it can be good and bad, but I think we have a lot of bad as well, like a lot
Yeah.
bad, if you don't be careful. I think it's bad even for the sisters who practice, because you see the sisters who practice, they did change so much this last years. Or I don't know if it's me, but I noticed it so much. I see sisters who were with jilbab and niqab, and now they are literally with nothing, or they are still with hijab, but they wear like tight clothes, they put music, they put makeup and stuff. I don't know. I think it affects everyone's iman, even if you have a high iman. Like, you start with good, start with reminders, a hadith, and then it changed to good morning, I buy this outfit today.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. And I think sometimes we focus on the greater fitnas. Like, we think when we're looking for fitna, it's going to come to us in a massive form, like, you know, immorality, zina, like just dressed nakedly or something like that. But it can come in a really small form as well. And then just slowly, it's like, you know, that cracking the door that shaitan gets, and then you just slowly start easing away from what you were once before, and then, but before you know it, you're a completely different person. Your hijabs come off, and you're just a totally different person, all because it started with something so small.
Yeah, but okay. It's Huri Dawa. I wanted to ask you something. What do you think is the causes of this, all what we are talking about? Like, what's the cause?
Well, about the causes, of course, is the enemies of Islam, you know, working day and night about this to try to remove the iman from our hearts. and also like most of sisters falling for it. Like when you see a sister, I mean, as you said, Bint Hermano, I noticed a lot of sisters, they were firstly wearing the correct hijab and a lot of things, and then after they changed. It's not only just, you know, 2 or 3, it's like many sisters. And I think that is the policy of Instagram. As we know, the army of shaitan are working on it. Humans and jinns, you know, they're doing plans, you know, to remove the iman from the hearts of the women, mostly because they know that women are half of the ummah, and they raise the other half of the ummah. So they target women on this. And they know that by removing our hijab, they remove our iman. Yeah. So basically, I think that they target sisters about this. I noticed a lot of sisters changing, especially in these last years. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I noticed like from 2020, a lot of things has changed. It's not like before. It's insane. So yeah, so as I said, I noticed like sisters from the... What you said?
Go ahead. No, I just said that also Instagram did change, you know, like, for example, the algorithm and, you know.
Yeah, it's like the more you add music, the more you get views, the more you have followers. Also, the more you uncover, the more you have likes. I've noticed like a lot of sisters, the more they put makeup, the more they show their faces, they get like thousands and thousands of likes. So this is what is changing sisters. And then slowly they start to give up on what is right, to do what is wrong, you know, to get for the wrong intention, you know, to get the more followers, the more likes, you know, the more views. And also they're attracted by fame and a lot of things.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, I think the game of Instagram, like getting more followers and likes, it does affect you at one point, you know. I think we all went through this, like why my post didn't get enough likes, you know, you get this little bit question in your head, like why it's not reaching as much, and you try to maybe change your standards and your values to fit in so you can reach more people and get more likes. But you don't notice first that you are not only changing your values, but also the views about Islam. You are literally sinning just to please people. You don't even notice at first. But then when you question yourself and you look at yourself and your page, you're like, wait, that's not me. I wasn't that. It did happen to me. I don't know if it happened to you or not, but it did happen to me. I was like, wait. Why I'm posting what people like? I should post what I like, you know, not what people want.
Yeah, to add to that point, subhanAllah, it is so true. It's like, you know, you work hard to post something, you know, to write a caption and to do a video on a lot of things. And when you see that you don't have like so much views, so much likes, you start to give up on yourself. You're like, why this sister who has music, you know, and has makeup and a lot of things, she has like more views, like everybody, it's reaching a lot of people. But me, like, you know, who try to do it in the right way, who work hard for it, it's like, I don't have like so much views. So she's like, what if I start doing like this? Maybe I'm going to get more views. And then she noticed that she started to get more views. So she started to follow the wrong path without even noticing. This is why you have to set your priorities and see for who you are doing this. If it's for Allah or for people.
Yeah, Sophie, did it happen to you ever? Like to, I don't know, post something you're not convinced about, but just do it maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it has. I can't really think of a specific time, but I'm sure it has where sometimes you will question yourself and you think, you know, okay, should I just use music? I'm sure it won't be too bad. And you really have to just pull yourself and rein yourself back in and just, you know, remember the purpose of why you're posting it and why you're doing it. And you know, you've got to G-check yourself a lot of the time and just say like, look, I'm not gonna post this because it's not pleasing to Allah, and my principles don't agree with this, because I think you've got that natural fitra as well, which just pulls you back from doing certain things, which alhamdulillah, I feel like I'm really grateful for that, because you know, sometimes it's just that natural disposition that tells you, okay, don't go there, you know what I mean? And it is really sad when you kind of do see other sisters going down that route. And I think it was a good exercise. What a story about the how did your hijab change since
Oh, yeah. I
2015?
really like this one, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good exercise because alhamdulillah, like kind of let you look back on yourself and see, am I in the same place, or have I grown? Have I gone back? What have I done? And you know, alhamdulillah, I think, I mean, me for myself, I think I'm still the same. But you know, it's a good thing to reflect on yourself, on how you used to be, and see if Instagram really has had that effect. Because like you said, Bint and Mano, we sometimes we don't notice ourselves, and you know, it comes at you slowly, if you know what I mean. So, but yeah, I can't really think of a time where specifically that it's happened to me though.
Aika, what do you think? Did it ever happen to you, or yeah, what do you think?
So for me, alhamdulillah, my journey was has actually only improved. For example, when I first met Bint Romano was on another account a long time ago, a few years ago now. And whenever I log back into that account and I check my archive, I see how much progress there has been made. But I also think it comes down to doing what you're doing for yourself or for other people. Am I doing it for attention, or am I doing it because I like the way the cool feed looks? You know, me personally, I'm just obsessed with changing it and making sure it just looks perfect. But I actually don't like to look at how many likes or anything like that, because that's not the reason that I want to do it. I'm doing it because I like it and it's a hobby, and I like to practice photography and things like that. Which is why sometimes I don't even post a caption at all. So yeah, I think it really just comes down to, why did you start? Is it because I want people to get to know me? Is this just a project? Do I want to give dawah? Yeah, and always clarifying, what is the reason that I'm doing this? You always have to look back on that, I think, because then you may get lost in, you know, the makeup side, or, you know, overly beautifying things, etc.
Yeah, I totally agree. And by the way, when you mentioned about the likes, you said you don't look at likes and stuff. I love the option that Instagram made, like you don't see the likes people got. And that's what I did. Since I put this option, I feel like I'm more in peace with my life, because I do not compare myself anymore. Like, for example, I don't go to Sophie and be like, oh, she has more likes to me. And then, no, you cannot see me. I don't see anymore how much you have or anyone have. So now I'm more confused. Like, I don't feel like this competition thing, because I had at one point, like, okay, this sister, she having more likes than me, but her caption, she literally had no efforts on it, nothing. It just say good morning or something. But mine are more complex, because I read books, I like looking and searching for stuff. So it's more complex and with details and stuff. And then I got like barely 1,000 because people are lazy to read. And and by the way, recently, actually a sister who is Talibat Ilm, that's what shocked me the most, commented under my post, and she said that you should write on the title, read the caption, because no one have time to wait to read an essay. And I was like, wow, Talibat Ilm, who was supposed to read a lot of essays, she's telling me to not write big captions on Islamic topic because no one have time to waste to read an essay. I was so speechless that I didn't even answer to her. Okay. If a Talibat Ilm says that, then I expect anything from normal people, I guess.
I think that also depends on like when the person is sitting down or when they're using their Instagram. For example, if we have someone that is just flicking through on the bus, or as they're outside, as they're doing things, they are less likely to be reading captions. But for example, if a sister is, you know, sitting down and going, okay, now I'm going to check out the captions of, for example, just Bint Mano, because hers are always very beneficial, mashallah. Like there's always new captions that are beneficial. Then she may, you know, sit down to take the time to read it. But if someone is just quickly flicking through while they're doing other things, they are just looking at the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with this. There are a lot of people who actually don't read the captions. They just, look at the pictures and they put a like on. It's like sometimes you have this thought, you're like, I search knowledge, I take time to write a caption and everything, and you get like only a few likes. And then you see like other sisters, with just one picture and that's it. They have like thousands and thousands of likes. And then you start to give up on yourself. You're like, why am I doing all of this? Because you forget why you are doing this. I prefer to have 2 likes or 3 likes, but doing the right thing and benefiting on somebody than to have like thousands of likes for nothing. It's only sad when you look at it. If you put on some music or you do it for the wrong reason, it's like you do it only to get followers or for likes. You're not doing it for the sake of Allah. This is why you have to set your priorities and see if you are doing it for the sake of Allah or for the sake of people. If you are actually benefiting, because this is what is important, is to benefit.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to say a point, and you guys can tell me if you agree or not. I think one of the causes why also sisters change, it's maybe because of the pressure of Instagram. Like people sometimes pressure you to not fake to be religious because they think like, oh, you look too religious, you are faking it, you are adding to the film. Like you are not really like this, you also film. And yes, it's true, we all think that stuff, that's true. But we still like to do reminders. But I feel some people want to put you down, so you stop your dawah, you stop doing reminders. They want you to be just normal person, like posting random stuff like what you buy and this normal stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. There are a lot of people who actually try to put you down. They're like, oh, you look too extremist. What is this? But then you start to think like, oh, am I looking too extremist? Maybe I should, wear more, normal stuffs, what they call normal. Maybe I should like, try to show my face. Maybe I should do this or this or this because I look too extremist. This is also a huge pressure, especially for a sister who have family who follows her. It's super hard, to try to keep up, with the doing what is right, because you always have this pressure, not only, from strangers, but also from the family, from friends, like sometimes you have your friends, who tells you, oh, like try to write more cool stuffs, try to look more cool, what they call cool, So yeah, it's a huge pressure.
What do you think, Sophie?
Yeah, it is a massive pressure. And I think people generally put sisters on a pedestal, or brothers or whoever it is who's got like maybe a bigger account. They put you on a pedestal to the point where if you make a mistake, they can't accept it. It's like, no, what have they done? Oh my God. And then they'll say, oh, it's always the religious ones that do it. But it's like, no, but you've put a person on a pedestal when they're just a flawed person like everybody else. And it's just, it just happens that we might make it, we might find it easy to post something, or we might find it easy to appear a certain way on Instagram, but it doesn't mean that we don't have our own flaws. So people just have to kind of, bring it back down a little bit and just remember that we are normal people. And everybody's a normal person. We all have flaws and things and everything like that. So some of us may just not choose to display them. So I think we have to change our thinking of how we think of other people in general like that, and just not put them so high where they can't make a mistake in your eyes.
I
agree with that.
Yeah, this is why before posting something, you have to first take a minute and say like, wait, is this post going to benefit me in my hereafter or only in this dunya? Is it going to make me gain more rewards or more sins? Is that picture is going to please Allah, or is it going to anger him? This is why before posting anything, we're going to be responsible for anything that we post. So this is why we have to reflect upon it and ask ourselves, is it going to please Allah, or is it going to anger him? Even if this post is going to bring me like followers, whatever, like likes or comments, is it going to please Allah? This is what we should always ask ourselves before posting anything.
Yeah. Aika, what do you think?
I think this also relates to a lot of people in our daily lives, such as da'is and shuyukh, talib al-ilm, etc. People lately, I've only noticed this in the past maybe 5 or 6 years, that people have been placing these people up on a pedestal, and eventually because it affects the one which is placed on the pedestal, because all of a sudden they feel that they are, you know, above others, etc. And then when they make mistakes, it is a big deal. But at the end of the day, you have to realize it is also the people around them, it's also their fault, because they placed them on a pedestal where they felt that they couldn't make any mistakes anymore, and they became arrogant. And I see this a lot, to the point that they won't be corrected, because can you see, I have 300,000 K, you know, all of these people come to me to study. Like, what wrong can I do, almost? And I've seen this lately, and it's very scary. But
yeah, I totally agree with this. Some people think that you cannot correct them. It's like, you know, they get so arrogant that they don't like when somebody try to correct them. It's like they're like, yeah, what am I doing wrong? This is what is scary, actually, because there is some people who be like, you know, I respect them a lot. They'll be like, yeah, I know that's what I'm doing is wrong. May Allah guide me. Please make dua for me that Allah helps me, you know. But there are some people who they're like, you know, like, what am I doing wrong? What is wrong with this? I'm not doing anything wrong. I didn't kill. I didn't commit zina. You know, I'm just doing like normal.
You
So,
know,
yeah,
then they'll
in Australia, when you say you give an advice to someone, they say to you, "Did you see me burn a mosque?"
yeah,
Like, oh, that's really needed advice.
yeah, exactly. They're like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, what's wrong with the picture? What is it going to do? It's like you don't know that a picture can bring you either rewards or sins. Because let's say that there is a sister who is struggling with practicing. She wants to wear the correct hijab, and she sees you, and then her iman is going to get weak. She's going to follow you. You take the sins of that sister's because you gave her the example. So this is it. You're also affecting people, not only yourself, you're affecting everybody around you. So yeah, so that's why we have to set our priorities and see if what we are doing, if it's for the sake of Allah or for the sake of likes.
I think also it's important to have good friends, you know, that they are not scared to tell you that what you're doing is wrong. Okay, sometimes randomly, like I did with Sophie one time, I just go to her and ask her, "What do you think is inappropriate in my page?" You know, it's good to discuss this kind of stuff. It's okay to be honest and be like, "Okay, I think this picture is not so modest, maybe, or like maybe you should remove it." You know, it's good sometimes to just talk with your friends, because maybe when it comes from someone who is not your friend, maybe you take it in a negative way. But when it's your friend, they should be honest with you and tell you, like, okay, maybe, you know, you should reconsider this post, or maybe delete it or repost it with another picture or another caption or something. But I think it's good to have good friends, because a good friend can remind you sometimes to go back how you was, because sometimes we lose track, and it's normal. Anyone can happen it.
Yeah, in our time, having a good friend, you know, who reminds you of the right thing, it's honestly, it's such a gem. Like, it's after guidance, it's the best gift that Allah can give you, because this kind of friends in our time are so not common. You know, there are some friends who actually don't tell you the truth because they either like they don't want to bother you, as they call it, or they don't want, you know, it's like they don't care. They're like, yeah, she's doing it, it's her issue, not mine. I don't care about this. But there are friends who cares about you. They're like, whoa, what you're doing is wrong. I want to be with you in Jannah. Let's try to help ourselves, you know. We're here for each other. I'm here for you. You're here for me. You correct me, I correct you. And that is the most beautiful friendship for me, and the most truthful one.
Yeah, I agree. Especially when it's made in a good way, like in a sincere way, because sometimes, you know, you can have friends that advise you, but they are maybe jealous, or just, you know, they have just
being
a problem with you.
nitpicky.
What did you say, Eva?
Being nitpicky, trying, you know, anything that isn't necessarily a fault, they're trying to fix. But yeah, because everyone, I think, is also online, everyone needs to be themselves. You know, if you're feeling sad, there's nothing wrong with posting that you're sad. You don't have to always paint a happy picture, because at the end of the day, we're all human, and everyone knows none of us are perfect. None of us.
I totally agree. Like, we all have our sad moments and nobody has a perfect life. This is what people forget sometimes, you know. When you post like a happy picture and a happy caption, they'd be like thinking, oh, she has a perfect life. She has everything that she wants, which is not true because we don't always show the negative sides, you know, on social media, because this is where we try to bring positive vibes to people, you know. But we all have like our moments where we're sad, where the day wasn't well, you know. We have like a lot of problems where we don't say anything. So nobody is living a happy life. This is dunya, this is not Jannah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I agree with you. It's but you know, sometimes it's hard to acknowledge that you are not happy and post it online, you know, like just tell your problems. I noticed that because, you know, sometimes when you post something, anything, I don't know, like I'm not feeling well today. There's some people, you will always get this. I don't know, or maybe it's only in them. They will be like, ah, but there is people dying of hunger, so you should be thankful to Allah. I know, I am thankful, but I am sad, you know, I am still sad. I have some problems. I have some low iman or whatever, and I'm feeling sad, and I don't want people to be reminding me that people die of hunger. I know that already, but I
Yeah.
want also that people acknowledge that I am sad. I'm a human being and I'm sad too, and it will not go away just because you reminded me of people dying. You know, what, I don't know if I expressed it good, or maybe they will get some complaints on the comment section, but anyway. I just feel like sometimes we say that we are sad or something because we want help or we want an advice, you know. We don't want people to just put it like, ah, it's not important, just take it away, just forget about it, just take a coffee and forget about it, you know. That's what.
Oh, actually, coffee does help, you know. It's like
I
when
hate
you're not
coffee.
okay.
I hate coffee.
Oh, I love coffee. Come on. You didn't taste a good latte. You have to taste it with me. You're going to change your mind. You'll see. I promise to change Bint Hermano's mind on coffee.
No, it will
Okay,
not.
that sounds like a plan.
Yeah, so it's scary how social media, you know, it's changing people. It's also a tool from shaitan, and either you can use it for good or you can use it for bad. It's up to you to set your priorities and know what is wrong and what is right. You always have to renew your iman every day, and as I said, like before posting anything, just ask yourself, is it going to please Allah or is it going to anger him? Is it going to benefit me in my hereafter? Or is it going to be against me on hereafter? Because wallahi, on judgment day, none of this will matter. You're going to be like searching, you know, for good deeds, like, you know, like insane. You're not going to think about like likes or people. You won't even care about any of this because this is only the dunya fitna, nothing more. And as Eika said, it's not about this. I mean, it's about posting something, you know, good that is right for yourself, like not to just get a likes, you know, or anything. And it's good, you know, to remove the like section, to not, you know, think about this like, oh, look, why am I working hard and not getting so much likes? Why somebody else put just a picture and that's it? They have like 10,000s of likes. Like, who care about the likes? What we care about is benefiting. That's all.
I think the problem is the algorithm as well, because we've all been pushed so hard to try and follow this algorithm, which keeps changing all the time. So when our reach goes down, I think we feel like we're doing something wrong, or we're not, you know, accomplishing what we wanted to accomplish. And maybe 2 years ago, we might have been getting, I don't know, like 100K views on a reel. Well, the reels even out then, I don't know, but on videos or whatever it is. And then now the reach is just it's barely getting to anybody. And I think we think it must be something that we're doing. So, okay, I need to change this. I need to do this. I need to, you know, constantly keep up with this thing that's ever changing. And then our intention then, which was to please Allah, it then changes to catch the algorithm, and it's really draining, subhanAllah. And, you know, I do get my sisters messaging me saying, you know, how do I get my account up again? How do I get my reach up again? And what am I doing wrong? And subhanAllah, it's not you, it's Instagram, and it wants to change you all the time, and we can't reach that. It's unattainable. So I'm just like, you know, subhanAllah, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. Forget everything else, forget Instagram, forget this, forget the likes, forget whatever. And like you said, just focus on the purpose is to please Allah and to do what we love, not for everybody else, not for the algorithms, subhanAllah.
Yeah, it shouldn't control you. You're not a slave of Instagram. You're a slave of Allah.
Yeah.
Controls you. Because after you become a slave without even noticing, it's like you get addicted. And without noticing, you find yourself like spending in there like 5 hours of your day, 6 hours, like just a day going like this. You're like, what did I do in my day? I didn't do anything.
A waste.
What? Yeah. Well, you could just have take 1 hour to read the Quran and pray. That's it. You gain like a lot of good deeds. You see how you waste your time also? Subhanallah. When you look at it, it's like a huge waste of time at the same time. You should like answer, post something beneficial, and try to do something positive, get some positive vibes, and that's it. Like you shouldn't just be obsessed with the likes or I should post something that is going to get a lot of views, and you check other people, and then that's it. The day is gone. You find yourself doing nothing.
What I find is really beneficial is the option now that it lets you know how long you've spent per day. So like I limit myself. Yeah, I limit myself to 1 hour, and then after I've like 1 hour and then 2 hours, but I have never like gone over that amount. I think. Yeah, I just want, because it just helps you keep track, because as we don't think about the numbers or how much minutes is going by on the clock when we're just busy scrolling and things. So if you have that set amount of time, then okay, now you can even put an app lock on your phone, which after a certain amount of time will lock specific apps so that you can't use them until the next day. I think if people are really struggling with that, they should do that.
Yeah, I really like it also. You check and you start to think that, oh my god, last time like I found like I spent 3 hours on Instagram. I was like, what did I do in 3 hours? I was confused. It didn't felt like 3 hours. It's just checking some stuffs. It makes you lose your time, and then it makes you grieve because you're like, I could have done something beneficial during this time. I could have made some tasbih, or just prayed duha, or did something beneficial for my hereafter. So yeah, we should also be careful from this, because it's also a tool from shaitan to make us lose time when he cannot make us sin. And this is actually worse, because you find yourself losing the days without doing anything.
Yeah, I think even if we use social media in a positive way, we still should not waste time with it, because anyway, we need to find some time for us, because, okay, this is something that happened to me all the time. I waste too much time answering people question about deen, like very basic knowledge and stuff, instead of learning my deen and go read my book that I didn't finish. And then now I'm thinking I should not answer anymore. Now I'm not answering like before. Before I used to answer like everyone. Now I have more than 1,000 not answer, and I just keep them there. I don't even check them anymore. Because I think it's important, especially now that Ramadan is coming, it's important that we try to reduce as much as possible, like all of us. We should just question ourselves, what we're doing Instagram, what is wasting our time. I think for me, it's the question, the DM thing. I think I should definitely reduce it.
Yeah, I agree with this.
Also, another thing which I think is really good is planning out your day a little bit. For example, what I have started doing over the past 4 weeks maybe is I do not check my phone, even my WhatsApp, the social media side, until I have completed a certain amount of studies for the day. Whether it's Quran, my language studies, my other studies, like unless I have completed a certain amount of things for the day, not to check it, because then otherwise will find yourself not doing the things that you need to do for this dunya and for the next one because we sat too much time wasting, especially in those morning hours. Those morning hours should be our most productive hours. So I'm just trying at the moment, just to give a little bit of how I'm trying to manage things right now, is only in the evening getting on and checking everything and then spending some time in the evening, but once again with the time limit. And I think that's, like, I could still cut down a lot more, but it's better than before.
Alhamdulillah. I think that's a good idea. It's just hard living when you're a mom because I think it's very hard to just schedule what to do because if the kid wants to sleep now, you have no way you're gonna do anything in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea to organize your time. This is actually something that I didn't thought about before, but it's a good thing, to plan. Like, for example, I should how many time I should stay on Instagram. What should I do before this? Like, for example, you would say I must read at least 4 pages of the Quran before going on social media. And, you post only when you feel inspired. You just don't enter for entering just like this. This is really good idea.
Yeah, I think sister Hurayra, she have like this. She have actually like a journal or planner. I don't know what is it. Put like this. I need to finish, go to university, come back, do a reel, and then do this. And I like because she's so precise, when with her schedule. And I think everyone should have it, especially when you don't have kids. It's more easy to put everything in time. I think definitely it's something we should do. Okay, so like I was saying, we finished for today, and that's our episode is finished. And thank you, Ishouri Dawa, for being here with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. It was super beneficial and hoping for more meeting, inshallah, so we can talk about a lot of subjects. May Allah bless you.
Inshallah.
And just one thing, guys, set your priorities right. Nothing is worse, losing our hereafter. What is more important is what we do for our hereafter, not this dunya.
Agreed.
100%.
Okay, if everyone finished, so Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Don't forget to comment and let us know your opinion, inshallah. And Assalamualaikum. See you next time.
Alaikum salam.